Hey, this is A Hermit, and this is my homeschool update for October 2012. Um, we are in our final year of homeschooling because I graduated my son last year, and my daughter graduates this year. My daughter is 16 years old, and she will turn 17 next July, so she will actually graduate while she is still 16. And the plan is, as of right now, to start college as a very young 17-year-old. So far, we have filled out four. Um, this is really weird because I'm using the iPad and the camera's like in a weird corner. So 4 applications. So far, one more to go. She's going to also apply to the college where her brother's at, but she hasn't done that yet. And because she's 16, her college choices have been limited, but we are extremely open to the option of her transferring out in 2 years, because chances are she'll finish her degree much further away from home than she's starting her degree. With that said, she's applied to 4 somewhat local colleges. The 5th one isn't that local, but her brother's there, so we're okay with it. Three of those 4 colleges are women's colleges, and the 4th is co-ed. It's not Christian college; it's a private college. It's actually her Reach College. It's the one that, if she's lucky, she'll get into. And since I sent her a free application, we figured, why not apply to it? Let's see, what the outcome of that is. She took her last SAT this past weekend, and a lot of people told me not to make her take the SAT again because she took the ACT. No, she took the PSAT this time last year, and then she took the ACT. She took her first ACT when her brother was taking his last ACT, and she came home and said that the test was test from hell. She wasn't taking that one again, and her score was mediocre. I think her score was the same as her brother's, or just like 1 point lower than her brother's high score, which isn't bad at all. But seeing that she's a very good test taker, we know it wasn't her best, so we had her take the SAT, and then we had her take the SAT again. And looking at her test scores and looking at how the colleges that she's looking at do their merit scholarships, we thought it wouldn't hurt to take the SAT one more time because she was about 50 points short of a full academic scholarship. So, yeah, one more time. Crossed fingers. I think she could improve in math. We'll see if it actually happened. And if not, then it is what it is. So this year isn't going the way I envisioned. We felt that she had pretty much completed all of her academics as far as homeschooling was concerned, and from a college entry standpoint, she had. If you look at what the colleges that she is interested in are requesting of applicants, all those check marks are, all those boxes are checked off. But we also made another decision this year, and that was to go for the accredited diploma, because we knew that that would also help with scholarships. The grades, her grades wouldn't be picked apart. You know, they'd say, okay, this is accredited, this is a state stamp on it. We're going to accept that these grades are what they are. And the accreditation person did, you know, look over what we did pretty well and accepted, you know, the grades and made her transcript and everything. And so a state approved transcript went out to the colleges. But because we made that change, it turns out that there are items on the state accreditation list that the state requires students to have that colleges don't necessarily want. So in our state, it appears that the high schools want more from the students than the private colleges want. The high school requirements are kind of in line with the most stringent of the public state colleges, but the private colleges, which are really good quality, some of them, and sometimes tend to have a more stringent program, require less for incoming freshmen than the state requires for outgoing seniors. So that was interesting. Anyways, so because of the accreditation decision that we made, we had to add several more classes this year to her list of things she needed to finish to graduate. So we went from the plan being that she was going to do spend the year taking CLEP exams, which would meet her only real requirement for this year was history, a government course, and a language arts, and we were going to do a college level study and take a CLEP exam, where she was going to take 3 or 4 CLEP exams, and she was going to take her time, you know, so she could more enjoy her senior year. Now we had to add back in, we had to cut the government class down to a half credit so we could add in a half credit of economics. We had to add another math. She was going to do personal finance math because she had done algebra 2, and geometry. And the plan was to do a little personal finance unit and to tackle college math, you know, as much as she could. Now what happened is she ended up doing business math, which included personal finance, so I'm glad about that. But I don't know if she'll get to the college math, which was just an extra. We're still going to do the language unit because she needs one more language unit. And we're going to attempt, or she's going to attempt, a college level exam. But we were hoping to end the year with maybe 12 college credits, and now she might end the year with 6. So that's a little disappointing. She'll have less college credits. She'll have, it's a little disappointing, I guess, but, you know, she'll have less depth and less stringent work than she would have, you know, had we done it our way. But because we're doing it according to the state's rules, she's having a lot more work at a lower level. The goal also was to be done with her work by Christmas, you know, with her mandatory work by Christmas, and then she could do whatever she wanted after Christmas. And now it'll probably be the end of February before all the boxes are checked off. And the reason we wanted to finish the year early was because the homeschool program she is in has their own set of curriculum and their own set of things that she needs to do. And which include a senior project, performance, and there's also a couple of plays she wanted to be in and stuff. So I still want her to have that at the end of the school year, to do very well on her a senior project and to perfect her music and to have a good repertoire in order to go, into college, into a music and theater program. Her life is so much more than academics. Academics are just a small portion of what she does, and that's kind of why I wanted to get them out of the way. So that's where we're at. It's October, it's the end of October. When we realized how much work there was to do, we started homeschooling back in like June. But by August 1st, she only really had like 1 month of work done because it was summer and, there were a lot of things in that summer. So she'd homeschool and then she'd go away for a week and she'd come back and she'd homeschool for a week and she'd go away for a week. But with that said, with getting the early start, I split the year into 3 trimesters, with each trimester having 3 things she had to complete. We are almost to the end of trimester 1, and by Halloween, trimester 1 will be done, and then we can start the winter trimester after the election. Whew. Are you exhausted? Did you get any of that? Yeah. So that's where we are. It's October 2012. We're almost done with my last child, my senior's first trimester of homeschooling. It has not been easy because we realized at the last minute that, it's going to be more work than we had envisioned, but that's because we made decisions that made that happen. But when you have 2 kids in college, sometimes you have to make decisions based on money over ideology, and money won because, 2 kids in college is very expensive. So she had to do more work, but, she sucked it up, and I've sucked it up, and we've sucked it up. And we're a little tense sometimes because, we both had the mindset that it was going to be a laid-back year, and that is not happening. So, sometimes I have to crack the whip, and sometimes, that makes her a little testy. But, we're going to get it done. And she's going to get accepted to college, and she's going to go to college, and then I'm going to have to figure out what to do with my time. So, before I sign off, I have a request of all you homeschoolers and homeschool curious folks out there, and it is this: ask me questions. I love to make the videos, but sometimes I just have no idea what to say in the videos. So please ask me questions. I've been homeschooling for 10 years. Any little itty-bitty homeschool question you want to ask, and I will do my utmost to answer it, whether I answer it privately because it's a personal matter or whether I make a video. So thanks a bunch and take care.